So syntax testing. In this video, we are going to discuss about syntax testing. So what is syntax testing? It is a type of black box testing technique which is used to examine the format and the grammar of the data inputs used in the software application, either external or input, which may be formally described in technical or established and specified notations such as BNF, and could be used to design the input validation tests. So basically it is a black box test technique and mainly used to examine the format to confirm the format, the input data from the users and different file formats and different database schemas. So all these can be confirmed. So basically syntax testing is performed to verify and validate both internal and external data input to the system against the specified format, file format, database schema, protocol and other similar things. So generally all syntax tests are automated because they involve the production of large number of tests. So what is the procedure for conducting the syntax testing? So there are three steps which involved to conducting the syntax testing. So the first step is, first of all, identify the target language or format. That is the first step. And the second step is define the syntax of the language. Define the syntax of the language by using the standard format notation such as BNF. You are going to define the syntax of the language. And the final step is validate and debug the syntax. So syntax testing contains three steps. The first step, what you are going to do is identify the target language or format. Second step is define the syntax of the language. So for that you need a standard notation. So we are using BNF, Backus Naur form notation. BNF is going to use the syntax, define the syntax of the language. And the third step and the final step is validate and debug the syntax to ensure that its completeness and also as well as the consistency. These are the three main steps. Generally, syntax is tested two conditions. One is valid set of input data and the other one is invalid set of input data. So look at the second point. Testing the normal condition using the covering set of parts of the syntax graphs for the minimum necessary requirements. That is the first case. And the second case is testing the garbage condition using invalid set of input data. So these are the two conditions. So what is garbage? Garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. It is a concept in computer science and mathematics. So they said that the quality of the output is determined by the quality of the input. Quality of the output is determined by the quality of the input. For example, if a mathematical equation is improperly stated, there is a mathematical equation is improperly stated. That means not properly stated. So the answer is unlikely to be correct. Similarly, if incorrect data is input to a program, the output is unlikely to be informative. If incorrect data is input to a program, the output is unlikely to be informative. So what are the applications of system testing? What are the applications of syntax testing? So these are the applications: command driven software, menu driven software, macro languages, communications, database query languages, compilers and generated parsers. All these are all applications of syntax testing. So now we are going to discuss about the BNF, Backus Naur notation. So basically it is a notation used to describe recursively the syntax of the programming languages, document formats and communication protocols and etc. So mainly it is used to describe recursively the syntax of the programming language, the syntax of the documentation format, what is the syntax of communication protocols. So what is the syntax we are following in this one? So this is the syntax we are following for BNF. So LHS port contains the symbol. LHS port contains the symbol. It is called as a non-terminal, and RHS ports contains expressions. So in between we are going to use two symbols. One is the scope resolution operator and equal to symbol. So symbol scope resolution operator is equal to expression 1, expression 2, expression 3, and so on. These vertical bars is also there. These vertical bars can be read as R, expression 1, R, expression 2, R, expression 3. So this notation, these angular brackets, we are writing a symbol. That means this is a non-terminal. These are all terminals. These are all terminals. For example, how we read this symbol is defined as, for example, number is defined as, we are reading this symbol. We are reading this scope resolution operator equal to as is defined as number is defined as digit or number digit. Again, digit is defined as 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 and up to and so on 9. So scope resolution of equal, this symbol means is defined as, for example, number is defined as, you can read it as number is defined as digit, and this vertical bars are read as R. Vertical bars are read as R. So angular brackets mean that a non-terminal. Angular bracket mean that non-terminal. That means digit is a non-terminal. Digit is a normal non-terminal. So symbols without angular brackets are terminals. Symbols without brackets are terminals. Symbols without brackets are terminals. So this is the notation of BNF. And also these are the operators we are going to use in BNF notation. These brackets enclose optional items. Curly braces enclose items only, one of which is required. So which enclose, if curly braces enclose items, what are the items which are enclosed in this curly braces? Only one of which is required. So a vertical bar separates alternatives within the brackets or braces, or the character plus or hash symbol preceding an element indicates that the element occurrence is one or more times, and the character star preceding an element indicates 0 or more occurrences. Either plus or hash indicates means that one or more occurrences. The character preceding an element indicates 0 or more occurrences. Dot means concatenation. We will see a complete example. So consider the following example: BNF notation for a postal address. BNF notation for a postal address. So if you see, postal address is non-terminal, is defined as name part, street address, zip code. That means a postal address contains name, street address, and zip code. Again, name part is a non-terminal, is defined as the personal part, name part. So again, the personal part is defined as initial or first name Next, street address is defined as house number, street name. Here OPT means optional apartment number, end of the line. Zip part is defined as town name, state code, zip code, end of line. And an optional apartment number is defined as apartment number or any other value, or apartment number, or sometimes leave it blank, sometimes leave it blank. So this is an example of a postal address. A BNF can be written in this format. A postal address is defined as name part, street address, zip code. Again name part, again personal part. So all these are non-terminals. All these are non-terminals is defined as. So what is it? The translation into English as it is. For example, a personal part consists of either a first name or initial followed by a dot. A zip part consists of a town name followed by a comma, followed by a state code, followed by a zip code, followed by an end of line. An optional suffix part consists of a suffix such as either sometimes a senior, junior, Mr. or any other, or empty string. An optional apartment number consists of an apartment number or sometimes an empty string,